Let's talk about the version of you that you miss. The one with the big goals and the unstoppable drive, the one who woke up knowing exactly what they were fighting for. But lately, things have gotten quiet. You're alone more often than not, and the silence is starting to feel less like peace and more like a cage. Your ambition, which used to be a roaring fire, has died down to embers. Here's the truth. You're not lazy and you're not broken. You're isolated. And it's silently killing your drive. Let's be honest. For ambitious people, isolation doesn't start as a problem. It starts as a strategy. You were the person with the vision board, the 5-year plan, and the color-coded calendar. You knew that huge goals required huge sacrifices, and the first thing you sacrificed was your time. You started saying no to late nights out, casual weekend hangouts, and spontaneous trips. You told yourself, I just need to focus. I don't have time for all these distractions. This is what it takes to get ahead. And for a while, it actually worked. You were productive. You were making real progress. The solitude felt like a tool, a sharp-edged instrument you were using to carve out your future. You'd see your friends socializing and think, they just don't get it. They don't have my drive. You wore your isolation like a badge of honor because it was proof of your commitment. You truly believed that to climb to the top, you had to climb alone. The hustle was everything, and the loneliness just felt like a necessary side effect of greatness. But then, slowly, almost without you noticing, things started to shift. Your focused work sessions felt less like a choice and more like your only option. The quiet of your room, once a sanctuary for deep work, began to echo with a heavy, empty kind of silence. The motivation that used to pull you out of bed now required a serious push. That crystal-clear vision of your future? It started to get blurry. This is how isolation gets you. It creeps in disguised as discipline. What starts as a strategic retreat from the world becomes a prison of your own making. Eventually, the invitations stop coming because you've said no one too many times. Your phone stops ringing. And in that silence, your own thoughts turn on you. The why that fueled your ambition gets lost. The goals on your whiteboard start to feel less like aspirations and more like accusations. This isn't just a feeling, it's a physiological reality. The World Health Organization has declared loneliness a global public health concern. The US Surgeon General has stated that the mortality impact of being socially disconnected is similar to that caused by smoking up to 15 cigarettes a day, and is even greater than the risks associated with obesity and physical inactivity. Loneliness is linked to a higher risk of heart disease, stroke, and a 50% increased risk of developing dementia in older adults. But the most immediate effect is on your mind. Prolonged isolation is directly tied to depression, anxiety, and a catastrophic loss of motivation. Your brain is hardwired for connection, and when it's starved of it, it starts to malfunction. Creativity dries up because it has no new perspectives. Problems feel massive because you have no one to bounce ideas off of. You start living a double life. On the outside, you maintain the image of the ambitious go-getter, but on the inside, you're running on fumes. You feel stuck, low, and completely lost. You look at the very strategies that got you here, cutting yourself off, and realize they've stopped working. You're in a slump and you have no idea how to get your life back on track. So be brutally honest with yourself. What does your cage look like? Is it your office? Is it reflexively declining every social invitation? Is it telling yourself you're too busy to return a friend's call? Because you can't find the key until you've identified the cage. For me, the turning point wasn't some big dramatic revelation. It was a text message from an old friend. Hey, a few of us are grabbing a casual dinner tonight. You should come. No pressure. My brain immediately went into overdrive, compiling a list of excuses. I'm too tired. I have too much work. I won't know anyone there. It's just easier to stay home. Every cell in my body, conditioned by months of solitude, was screaming, no! The thought of making small talk was genuinely exhausting. It just felt safer to stay in my quiet, predictable bubble. But then, a different voice, a much quieter one, whispered, what if? What if you just went? What if the work could wait for one night? What if it wasn't as bad as you're making it out to be? And with a heavy sigh that was more resignation than enthusiasm, I typed back the single word that changed everything. Yes. I really didn't want to go. I was dreading it. But I knew deep down that the path I was on was a dead end. That one reluctant yes was the first crack in the prison wall. That single yes started a cascade. It wasn't magic, but it was momentum. Pulling your drive out of the grip of isolation isn't a single event. It's a process, and it breaks down into a few simple steps. Step 1. The power of one. Yes. The first step is to just interrupt the pattern. The dinner itself wasn't life-changing. What was life-changing was the act of choosing connection over isolation just once. It proved to my exhausted brain that I could still do it. It broke the spell. Your first yes doesn't have to be to a huge party. It can be a yes to a 5-minute phone call, a walk with a neighbor, or a quick coffee with a colleague. The goal isn't to become a social butterfly overnight. The goal is to take one small, manageable step away from solitude. Step 2. Rediscover energy in connection. What happened at that dinner surprised me. We didn't talk about my big goals or my secret struggles. We just talked. About silly stuff, interesting articles we'd read, old memories. And I felt a spark. It wasn't the frantic, caffeine-fueled energy of a productive workday. It was a different kind of energy, a calm, warm, human energy. This is the crucial lesson. Human connection is not a drain on your ambition. It's a vital alternative fuel source. When you're isolated, you're running on a single battery, your own willpower, and that battery always runs down. Social connection is like plugging into a power grid. It gives you emotional support, new perspectives, and a sense of belonging that you just can't generate on your own. Feeling seen and heard, even in small ways, starts to refill the tank and restore the motivation you thought was gone for good. Step 3. Rebuild with intentional micro-connections. After that first yes, the key is to build momentum with small, consistent actions. Don't try to overhaul your entire social life at once. That's a recipe for overwhelm. Instead, practice micro-connections. Send one text a day to a friend you haven't spoken to in a while. Schedule one 20-minute coffee break a week. Find a book club, a sports league, or a volunteer group that meets just once or twice a month. These are low-stakes, low-energy ways to consistently remind your brain that you are part of a tribe. You are not alone. This creates a social safety net that provides accountability and resilience when your own drive starts to waver. Step 4. Redefine productivity to include people. The final and most important step is a mental shift. As a high achiever, you're conditioned to see time in terms of ROI. Time spent not working feels like time wasted. You have to dismantle this belief. Connection is not a distraction from the work, it is the fuel for the work. Nurturing your relationships isn't procrastination, it's a core part of a sustainable strategy for success. Think of it this way. You make time for the gym, for eating healthy, for sleep, because you know those things are essential for long-term performance. You need to start viewing social connection in exactly the same way. It improves mental clarity, restores confidence, and reduces the chronic stress that leads to burnout. When you are connected, you remember who and what you're working for. The ambition, which faded in the sterile silence of isolation, finds its color again in the rich tapestry of human connection. If you're watching this and you feel seen, I want you to know this: you are not alone in this struggle. The paradox of ambition is that the very path you take to succeed can lead you into an isolation that robs you of the drive you need to get there. It's a trap that so many of us fall into. The journey back doesn't start with a new 5-year plan or a radical productivity hack. It starts with one small, courageous act of connection. It starts with one text, one phone call, one coffee. It starts with one yes. Remember the steps. Break the pattern with a single action. Rediscover the energy that only connection can provide. Build momentum with micro-connections, and redefine your idea of a productive life to include people. Your ambition isn't dead. It's just dormant. It's waiting for the spark of connection to bring it back to life. Now I want you to take a small step. Leave a comment below and just write, "I'm taking the first step." You don't have to share any details. By putting it out there, you are making a commitment to yourself and joining a community of people who are right there with you, fighting the same battle. Take that first step. Your future self will thank you for it.